What's going on, everybody? It's Wax Packs and Warning Tracks, Mojobreak's baseball card podcast. Cody and Bubba with you today. Bowman Baseball. We are a few days away from the release, the flagship version of 2026 Bowman Baseball, a new Bowman season beginning. How many more times can I basically tell you Bowman is here? So what we're going to do, we did this for the Bowman Draft 2025. I think this is a really fun format to do for Bowman releases. We are going to draft our biggest players, the biggest players, or we're adding a new wrinkle to the draft this year, is obviously first Bowmans, rookies. Obviously, there's a few pretty big ones out there who kind of have their de facto first Bowmans. We'll talk about that. And with new SP chases and all that, we're throwing in that too, if you want to do a wild card. So all three are on the board. First Bowmans, your rookies, and sort of a wild card. We're throwing SPs into it. Overall, Bubba, how excited are you? How are you feeling about the overall checklist right now?
Very. There are guys like the annual Bowman holdouts, as we know, the guys that don't make it into the prior year's draft release that, like some years over others, it's like, negligible. At least it seems that way when a draft releases. This year, when 25 draft released, still an awesome product. At least personally, and I think a lot of our viewers and customers on Fanatics Live would attest to, it felt like not without, but we were certainly looking forward to this year's release of 26 Bowman. Starting with the cover boy. I don't want to get too much into any maybe picks or anything. Draft strategy, but and just coming back from the Topps Industry Conference as well, just last month. That was really exciting, seeing some of the new short prints that are going to be in the product. Yeah. Just a lot of the hype that's going into it. Some of the finer details. So I'm really excited to share some of my picks. I hope I get the first pick because I'm really excited about really excited about one of my picks in particular. So we'll see how it plays out. How about you? Have you seen any little tidbits or things? I'm
definitely excited. I think the SP checklist is really, really cool this year with some new stuff. We kind of have touched about it a little bit when you talked about coming back from the industry conference. I think we're on record. That new patchwork design is stunning. It looks so good. I think the pack fractors are fun. There's a lot of new fun additions. And knowing the way that Topps does these rollouts now, we are probably going to record this episode, be done with it, put it out, and we're going to find something out like Monday morning of, oh, by the way,
right,
you're also chasing this. You're also chasing that. I don't know if they necessarily need like I understand putting like the buybacks in like Series 1 and stuff. I'm curious if they'll do something like that in Bowman. I don't know if you need that value add for Bowman. It sells itself, but I think they are going to have a few surprises that we find out about. Actually, this is just something that popped in my head. Did we get a retrofractor call for this one? Did we get anything yet for retrofractors?
No retrofractor call. I could see that being an addition.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything right now. So yeah, no retrofractors at the moment. So,
and just for fun, who would you like to see as a first Bowman? Just for fun, can you think of anyone else?
Who would be like the next retrofractor I'd like to see?
Have they done Ted Williams?
I don't think they have. No, Ted Williams would be kind of the next
huge one, right?
Obviously, they haven't done Mantle, right? Do they do Mantle? I don't know. I'm losing track of
They
retrofractors
haven't done
right now.
Mantle, but I'm trying to think of guys that were like their most iconic card maybe isn't a Bowman card already.
Right.
I
need to see the full list.
That'd be
we've had
interesting.
Clemente, we've had Babe Ruth, we've had Johnny Bench.
Let us know in the comments below. Even if it's not for 26 Bowman, what's the next retrofractor? Next couple of retrofractors, because sometimes they release like them in bunches or like two at a time. Who do you want to see?
Gehrig, we've had
a lot of times too. They'll do one living player that can sign their retrofractor, and then one non-living player.
Yeah.
So get creative in the comments. I'll probably drop a comment down there too. I'll think of it over the next 24 hours or so.
Yeah, I don't think there has been a Mantle yet. So okay, we've got a few that need to be out there. There was the Shoeless Joe, that was a big one. So yeah. I think honestly a Mantle one would be huge. I think Ted Williams would be a fun one though. I think that'd be a really fun one.
I think that's like, yeah.
And Mantle has an iconic Bowman card.
The Splendid Splinter.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go with Ted Williams. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the draft, shall we? So I've got the old randomizer up right now. You know what? I'm gonna show it right now to the folks at home.
Ohtani's going to get a first Bowman.
There you go. There's a look at my computer
like
right
50
there.
years.
Zoom in on it. It says Bubba and Cody. Proof at home. If you're watching this, 3 times in the old randomizer. I'm gonna even show it to Bubba right now. Yeah. 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
Bubba gets the first pick.
First pick.
Bubba gets the first pick. Again, proof right there. Bubba gets the first pick. All right. And again, it'll go snake draft. We're making 3 picks. So a 6-pick draft should go quick. So give yourself some ample time. We'll talk about it. We'll dissect.
Yep.
I think there are a few guys who you could say, or a few cards that you can make the number 1 pick here for 26 Bowman. So I'm very curious to see your number 1 pick.
Yep. So I'm just pulling up my little notes here. I want to make sure I get all my first pick. That's nice. That actually is.
I'll take it though. I get the wraparound. I like that. I like having the wraparound.
Yeah, that could throw a little wrinkle into things. All right. So I'm going with Seong-Jun Kim with
Number
my
1!
first pick. With the very first pick.
Whoa.
Korean Ohtani. Let me tell you why a little bit. The numbers, I've seen a few little like clips and stuff. He's one of the guys where, again, it's not an American prospect where you have the years of college or you have all of the high school clips and all of the scouting reports and stuff, and he's all over American college media and with the hype. This was one that I feel like a player that people weren't aware of until 26 Bowman kind of came to fruition. The checklist, Top's talking about it a little bit. And first of all, I like this pick a lot because he's in the Ranger system, and I have my Rangers biases. Second of all, I think of this from less so of maybe is he going to be the greatest player on paper out of the product in 10, 15 years? Maybe not, but I look at it from a collectability standpoint and from a straight up like card investment standpoint too. He is flying off player breaks. I keep on seeing the price on him rise in these player breaks. And so that tells me Murakami is also a guy like that through Chrome Black, where the price on them in player breaks keeps going high. It tells me that the market just has not settled on them, and he keeps performing Murakami. So as Bowman releases and the hype keeps releasing, I think that Korean Ohtani is going to be the most collectible out of the first Bowmans. I think that the cost of entry, because he's not an Arquette, he's not a top 10 pick kind of guy that's getting generating 4 figures on these like big multi-case breaks and stuff. You can get Seong-Jun Kim at a relatively nice discount comparatively compared to the collectability amongst the other players. I like the pick. Obviously, it's risky going with him for the first pick, right? It's like I got to die on that hill if he just doesn't pan out. Many Bowman prospects don't. But I also saw a quote from him. It was either yesterday or I think it was 2 days ago, where he was in a sense responding to some of the hype and the comparison to Shohei Ohtani, the two-way sensation, and through a translator, roughly, and not verbatim, he said, you know what, like, I believe in myself and like I appreciate the praise, but like I just love playing baseball and like I just look forward to like just like performing. And it was like it went beyond like a canned kind of response that you might see from someone. It felt like, and honestly, I see it from this international class of players coming from Japan, Korea, over the last handful of years. Like they play the game the right way. They respect the game. They respect the game with the utmost level. And I just think that we've seen it translate for a lot of these Asian prospects and beyond. And so I'm just like looking forward. I'm really buying into the hype, and I'm looking forward to, at least from a collector space, from a hobby space, Seong-Jun Kim being the guy. And I think on the field, again, who knows? But my prediction is, and my hope is that on the field, we don't see that huge delta in price gap in terms of we don't see that translate to the play production gap on the field that we see the price gap though with the Arquettes and stuff. Does that make sense?
No, I think you're right. I think I think out the gate, the margin between his prices, obviously in breaks and stuff like that, versus what his resale value will be initially is probably a lot bigger than the guys you mentioned, the Ethan Holidays and all the guys who are these top chases.
Yeah.
That probably will shrink here in the coming weeks as people realize, oh, wait, Kim is one of the top 5 chases in this product. There is a lot more. We are starting to see more hype about him. I think Topps had put him out as a guy that people should be chasing. I think I saw there was a Topps post where they're like, hey, guess what? We got another two-way guy that we should all be thinking about. We all should be chasing. I admittedly am still learning about Kim. I don't know too much about him other than what the scouting reports tell me. It's enticing that he's a two-way guy. What strikes me early is that he doesn't seem to be there doesn't seem to be one dominant skill set one way or another. Whereas like with Ohtani, I feel like very early on, which is funny because now things have kind of flipped the other way, where we were all like, he's more of a pitcher.
Yeah.
That kind of feels like where I'm looking at it right now. Just again, I don't have much of an eye test to judge it off of, but just looking at it right now is kind of like, well, Kim seems like maybe he's more of a pitcher. That could be a good or a bad thing. If you are like, well, so was Ohtani. If we're making the next two-way star sort of comparison, it's 19 years old too. He's a lot younger than Ohtani was when he was brought in and thinking, I'm going to try to be a two-way guy. They're going to obviously give him more of a runway, it seems like, to try to do both things, to figure it out. My gut still tells me he's going to be one or the other eventually. So ride this wave while you can. Look,
yes.
Jack Caglione, who is now looking good, by the way, starting to mash.
Yeah.
He was a two-way guy. That was part of the allure when he was in Bowman draft was, but maybe he's a two-way guy. Maybe he's the next Ohtani.
He had the short print of him pitching, too, of him on the mound.
Right. So these ride those waves very, early on. If they flourish in one way or another, hopefully for the market, it's as a hitter. And you can ride that and say, well, hey, whatever. I hitched I hitched to his wagon and now he's mashing. Great. It worked out. If he becomes a great pitcher, maybe the results, maybe the market isn't going to reflect that, or maybe it does. Who knows? But boy, I am genuinely surprised that was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, a guy that I like to bring up too. If Seong-Jun Kim ends up going the pitching route, hypothetically, Nolan McLean is hitting in his first Bowman.
Good point. And McLean's market for a pitcher is very good.
Yeah. So, it's a bold first pick. I didn't want to go with Holliday. I felt like that was kind of like cherry picking.
Sure.
And just the data, the market data, and just the reaction to these breaks being posted, and just I'm so immersed in that scene, like seeing the response and the reaction to Kim. I can't help but just like think, man, I've been missing something. And it's been so much fun for me over the last 3-4 days, learning more about Kim, seeing some of these clips again. There's not a lot out there, but now Topps is making some posts, I think yesterday. And dude, how about that Cags homer yesterday?
It was nice. Hey, I'd just like to put it out that since we, opened some baseballs with them and showed off he showed off the collection that he got from a nice fan in a trade. He's been going off, so just want to put that out there.
Team's been clicking. Bobby Witt's been playing some ball. The boys are playing some ball.
They just needed to rip some box. They needed to rip some wax.
Yep.
That's what they needed to do. And it worked out, So
it's good for everyone. We all need to do that.
Exactly. I'll also throw out Shitaro Mori for the A's.
Yeah.
I don't know what his market is right now, and I haven't really heard too much about him.
He took a dip, and he's back on his way up.
Okay.
Yeah, Maury is.
That was kind of the other guy. A couple with one of the last releases where we're like, hey, there's a two-way guy. This one feels maybe a little different because with Maury, it was kind of like, well, are they going to let him do his thing? Whereas like the Rangers seem locked in of like, we're going to let this guy cook for lack of a better term. All right. I'm going to just take the drama right out of it. I'm not taking Ethan Holliday. I have a wraparound. So maybe I will. I'm taking Munetaka Murakami as my number one pick. He is not a first Bowman, obviously, but again, I'm using the logic of Ohtani's rookie card in 2018. Bowman is basically his de facto first Bowman. It's the card you want. I think if you were to ask people, do you want a Bowman Chrome rookie or do you want a Topps Chrome rookie? Right. I think most people would opt for the Bowman.
For sure.
So that's where I'm going with Munetaka Murakami, who we've talked at length about. We had pretty much a whole episode about. We had like a part of an episode about him. We did a whole episode about him. He continues to be maybe the most exciting story of the season. 14 home runs. He's one behind Aaron Judge. He and Aaron Judge are locked in a home run battle right now. That is so cool that is happening for Murakami, who, again, there was all these doubts about him of, we thought there was these huge contracts and it didn't happen. The White Sox luck out and they get him. Lifting a White Sox team that I know that while it's early, it's to be looking at wild card standings right now, but I do just want to point out that as of right now, your Chicago White Sox sit a half game out of a playoff spot, 3 games under 500, so things are going to change. But they're a fun team led by him. And I just think it also, if you're taking Murakami in a break, you're going to be getting all of these other amazing cards, the animes, and obviously the a lot of SPs in here. So Murakami, that's my locked in. He was always going to, even if I had the number one pick, he was always going to be my number one pick. Just got to go with him. Dude hits dingers, big bombs. Second pick, I got the wraparound. I am going to go with the first Bowman. I am going to go with an infielder. I'm not going Ethan Holliday, though. I'm going to go Andrew Fisher of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. 1, 45 home runs in 2 seasons in the SEC. That's at Ole Miss, and then his last year with Tennessee. 25 in Tennessee in his final year with a 1257 OPS. He mashes, obviously, and doing that in the SEC, incredible. Even his 1 year at Duke was excellent, 11 home runs in 47 games. He played for Team Italy, had some big moments for Team Italy, had a big home run for Team Italy. But I think for me, also obviously everything there, the tail of the tape, all of the scouting reports of what he can do. He was a first baseman in college. The college career was great. Gets some exposure in some high leverage games in the WBC and excels and has this great experience with Team Italy. Now he is playing in low A ball where he's got 7 home runs in 25 games, or high A ball, excuse me, straight to high A. He's got 7 home runs in 25 games. So he continues to mash. The strikeouts are a problem, but again, he's a young power slugger. They're going to be a problem. He's learning third base. He's not a first baseman now. But the reason I like it is because I trust the Milwaukee Brewers development. They have this incredible track record the last few years. Just look at their roster of guys who weren't even top 100 guys who were top 100 guys who were among the best of the best. Jackson Churrio's healthy now, and he's mashing again. You see what is going on with all of Made. You got who am I missing right
Luis
now?
Peña's
Thank you,
in there.
Luis Peña. These guys are
Braylon Payne. I mean, you can go down the list.
Flying at the top prospect charts. Their entire major league roster is so many of them are guys they have developed, and so a guy with this track record in that system with the college experience, I just think he's going to be up sooner than later. And a guy that we're going to look down the road, maybe towards the end of the year, and go, man, that was the easy number one pick. Kind of reminds me of Kurtz in his Bowman draft year, where I just was like, look at what he did in college.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing now. He's going to be up quicker than we think. And I think the same thing with Fisher, where we're just going to look at it and go, oh, duh, of course he's the guy. So Andrew Fisher, that's my pick.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, what a draft for the Brewers. They go Fisher, and then they're able to scoop up Brady Ebel at 32.
Crazy.
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah,
the rich getting richer.
They're going to be good for a long time. They should be competitive and exciting for a long time.
As long as I'm at the point now where I will never fully discount the Milwaukee Brewers. Like they are just going to replenish that system. That it's very much they are kind of becoming the National League's answer to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, they're just going to keep on winning that division. Yes,
It's a tough division this year. The Cubs look incredible this year.
So it's a tough division, but not in the same way that the AL East is a tough division.
No.
It's just like the division is up for grabs in the NLC, and I think that's that's awesome for the Brew Crew because they have the talent coming up. So they're like, if it's up for grabs every year, well, we have the talent, so like, why not us perennially? They've been doing it for like 10 years now.
Yep.
They've been, playoff contenders, it seems, for like a decade. Christian Yelich is still mashing the ball.
Still there. Churio's been great. Now they're getting healthy again.
They're getting
Andrew
healthy
Vaughn's
again.
healthy now.
Terang is insane.
Terang has become a star.
Yeah.
I planted my flag early.
You did.
Where I went all-star, starter, National League, Bryce Terang. It's not maybe that big of a, maybe it's not that much of a leg to, a hill to die on there. Like, it might have been pretty obvious that was the path he was on.
There are people that still do not know the name Bryce Terang.
That's fair. It's fair. Yeah. And right now, too, third base is kind of a spot where they could use a little help. Right now, their depth chart for third base is Luis Rengifo, Joey Ortiz, and David Hamilton. So third base is a spot where they could really use some help. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, clearly, but it's one where they might just kind of leave it open and go, well, we'll see if this guy Fisher maybe can fly through the system a little bit.
Sweet. All right, well, you made this one easy on me.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ethan Holliday.
Yeah, that's a layup at this point.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be available, so he wasn't even on my list, but I have plenty to say about him. It was really cool seeing him last season in low A.
Yep.
Right after he got drafted. And he did not look good offensively, but he made some plays defensively up the middle of the field in that hole that were just like, yeah, that's Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, that's Lindor. That's Andres Jimenez. That's a player right there. That's a ball player. He has the pedigree. He has if you want to compare him to his older brother Jackson, he has the build advantage on him. He's just a bigger guy. His swing seems to have a lot more life on it. Jackson Holliday had that smooth swing, kind of the plate vision thing. Not sure what's going on there. Ethan just seems to have an entirely different makeup about him. Cody, you've seen him play more. He's looked a lot better this year than he did in his short stint last year. And I just believe in Ethan. I never was really bought into Jackson. It was fun. It was awesome. I loved the whole lineage story. I was a big Matt Holliday fan growing up. And Ethan seems to be the more put together baseball player. And I have had the advantage or the privilege or whatever of being able to see him in person. So that was always fun. The eye test, as they say. Again, I'm not a scout by any means, but watched a lot of baseball growing up. Dude is looks different on the field compared to the other guys at that level. Maybe he's not going to be in low A for much longer. You were able just to see him recently, right? You want to?
I just watched. So yeah, literally, as we're recording this, I told you before we started.
Yeah.
Ethan Holliday in last night's game. 2-run bomb off the scoreboard in right field in San Jose. It was as impressive a home run as I've seen there. The only other guy where I'm like, that is impressive was Nick Kurtz, where he hit a couple bombs to right field. Very similar, the same spot, around the same spot. The power profile is legit. The power is legit. There's a lot of swing and miss in that bat.
Yeah.
I will say that. Again, he's young. He's 19. He's among the youngest players in that league right now. But yeah, I think everything is improving across the board. The defense plays. And
he's at shortstop. He has the size. He could move to third. He could maybe be an oversized second baseman. He's just he's an athlete. I mean, you see him on the field. He's an athlete, and he's got a little bit of swagger to him. That new age, new gen, kind of swagger to him. He's got the flow. Maybe a little chip on his shoulder because of the name on his back. something to prove. Kind of feels like he has a
sure.
target. I'm looking forward to him. We're drafting, based out of the product as well. I think like his value and his buy, sell, trade ability is going to be undeniable.
Yeah, he's number one. Like if we were just drafting based off value and not personal preference, he's number one. Like he's going to be the most. Whatever his superfractor is, if it gets pulled, it's going to be the biggest card. Well, maybe Murakami, but it's going to be him. He's going to
for a
it's
first
gonna be,
Bowman.
Yes, to start.
Yeah.
If you time it to like let's just theoretically, if both of those cards are pulled in like the first month, which one sells for more? I'm still probably going to say Holliday. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I don't know.
Who knows?
It's a good test.
I mean,
Murakami or Holliday.
could just keep mashing and and Ethan could just not be able to do anything about it because he's in AA or something,
Right. If that card is pulled in like the end of May and it's like Murakami sitting at 19 home runs, maybe it is. Maybe it is a bigger card.
That's fun. Murakami's such a wild card.
It makes this whole product so much more interesting. Look, Bowman is always fun and exciting because of the factor of the unknown and of what could be and prospecting and all that. But to have a rookie doing it right now, who you are essentially treating as a first Bowman as well, just adds a whole new wrinkle. It's really, really fun. Yeah, I like the Ethan pick. I mean, he's going to be the number one guy. He looks better right now. And the guy when he does run into it, it goes far.
Yes.
And he's got a lot of power. So definitely excited to see to see his future. And to the Colorado factor.
True. They have Condon and they have
pros and cons there. Not Condon, but
they have
They don't
have talent.
They don't have the best reputation for developing talent. They don't. So they have a few guys right now where they are legit 5-star prospects who they should do well, despite even with an organization that has player development problems. And then of course, if he does make it, and the story of, wow, Ethan doing it for the team that his dad helped take to a World Series, and he didn't win MVP. I still attest that he probably should have won MVP. And had all these great years and is a face of the franchise. That will be in itself an incredible story that will lift the value lift up his value as well, if all works out.
Was that 2009? Matt Holliday sliding into
07.
07.
The miracle run of the Colorado Rockies. Matt Holliday has still not touched home plate. Just saying. Not that I'm a Padres fan. Why am I like? Why do I care? It was a super fun run.
Everyone was rooting for the Rockies.
Everybody. They went 9. If you include that game, 9-0 to get to the World Series or something like that.
Yeah.
And then got swept by a much better Red Sox team. Fun run though.
No. Yeah.
For a long time before the Yankees, this was my favorite stat to make fun of Yankees fans. Every time the Yankees would lose and not make the World Series, up until 2024, I would say the Yankees since 2009. Since 2007, the Colorado Rockies have the same amount of World Series appearances as the New York Yankees. Oh, well. Can't say that.
That was fun.
I can't say it anymore after 2024. Oh, well. All right. So you're done. You got you got a solid. No, you got one more pick. That's right. You have the wraparound.
I got one more, and I'm going my wild card pick, and maybe you're going to do one of these two. I'm going to go a short print. We talked about it earlier, and I think we talked about it last episode a little bit, or a couple episodes ago. I'm going to go with the Patchwork SP. Get that one off the board.
It's really pretty.
The one they teased to us at industry conference was the Yamamoto, and they told us to, like, I don't know that I would have realized this if I was just looking at it on the checklist or something, but they told us that all of the patches that are featured on the Patchwork card are scans of actual patches from the jerseys. So you'll see commemorative patches, maybe from like new stadiums, first year in a stadium. You might see World Series patches. You might see player achievement patches. Some like old school, like throwback looking patches for some of the team logos, all from actual jerseys, direct scans from the jerseys, and like if you like blow up the images on these pictures, I can't imagine what they're going to look like in hand. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
The high res. They look beautiful. They look beautiful. The Yamamoto one, that one. Stole my heart.
The Ichiro one that they have shown off a lot too, where it's got like
So
anniversary patches there, all-star patches, looks great.
Connor Griffin has a really cool looking one too.
It's a great checklist, a great mix of top prospects, rookies,
Vets, legends.
vets. You got a Tony Gwynn one in there with
dude.
a Charlie Condon and a Jack Caglione and a Junior Caminero, a JJ Weatherholt, Ohtani, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a lot on here that's very, very cool. Oh, this is the Bryce Eldridge one. Ooh, that's kind of cool for anyway.
They're spectacular. Haven't seen them in person, in hand, and I cannot wait.
I think it's easily the best SP ad to the product. I looked at the Electric Sluggers one, not as into that design, which is fine.
No.
Hey, 1 out of 2. Ain't bad. That's still hitting 500. We'll take it. Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
Well, and they have some of the. I don't want to steal a pick from you. I think you said you weren't going to go this route. Maybe,
I probably
but like,
won't.
But the addition of the pack fractor auto is
It's fun.
very cool.
It is certainly a divisive one. I think it's cool though.
It's a double take. Like
yeah.
Is that is? How do I feel about it? I don't know. I think it's cool, and I didn't grow up with that era, so it's like fun for me to like. That's a way for me to like engage in that era, like whilst still collecting modern. I didn't grow up with those packs, and so it's kind of fun for me, and maybe in a different way, that it could be nostalgic for someone else. I'm not trying to like age you here or anything.
No, it's fine.
Did you grow up with those packs? Cody?
What? Those would have been late 80s.
89,
No,
88,
not
89.
Not quite. My first, no, I'd be like late 90s, early 2000s. The early 2000s is like, those would be the packs.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I remember this. Yeah.
Give it time. Give it time.
Oh, it's coming.
When my generation or even younger, we're in the same generation, maybe. I don't even know.
Just about. Yeah, we're like at the bookends.
We're
of the
cusp peeps.
Right.
The new generation, when they're like the ones like doing all the designs and doing all the manufacturing.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what they're gonna come up with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like please don't Fortnite skin it up, or
Fortnite dance.
Actually, I take that back. Don't Call of Duty skin it where you brought the Fortnite skins to Call of Duty.
Sure. Then we're really, that's.
I don't even know what I'm talking about right now.
I don't know. That's a snake eating its tail at this point. Who knows?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. If whatever you guys come up with. Look, the moment that archives started having, where they're like, here's the O2 design. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Clock's ticking, buddy. You're already your first set you ever collected is now in a heritage.
I got called Unk on stream the other day.
Yeah, Unk is the definition.
Which isn't fair.
No, definition of Unk is changing.
It's not fair.
Like I'm fully into the Unk mode. That's fine. I've accepted that.
You are Unk.
Yeah, it's fine. I've got another pick. I got one more pick.
Okay.
All right. It's time for my last pick. There are a lot of ways I could go here. There's just not another SP that's screaming at me right now. There's some interesting rookies. Okamoto, I think, has been. We're kind of like losing sight of that story because Murakami's been so good. But he's had a very nice year, so he's there as again de facto first Bowman. But I'm not going to go that route. Couple of other interesting prospects, but I think I'm just going to go with the best first Bowman prospect left on the board, and that's Edward Florentino of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
Once again, another sort of like momentum. I love the momentum of the organization, of the way they've been developing talent. Obviously, a heavy part of that has been pitching with Skeens, with Bubba Chandler,
Hernandez.
With all of these. All those great young pitchers. Connor Griffin, though, sort of now flipping the script of like, okay, now the position players are starting to flourish, and it's showing this organization is not going to just be pegged as a pitcher development organization only. They are now capable of like, yes, when the talent comes, we can develop real, solid, top-notch position players, and that's what's happening right now with Florentino right now, who is just 19 in High A. has been performing at every level, getting better and better. Started the year in low A, was batting .300 very early on in his high A career. He's only 19 years old, but there's a ton of momentum for him to become an incredible all-around player, great power speed combination. And again, I just like the organizational fit right now, where I like where the Pirates are at as an organization. You bring this guy into the fold in a couple of years with Griffin, with potentially Paul Skeens still there, with Hernandez, with all of these guys that we have been talking about. Suddenly the Pirates, it's another case of, like, you know, rising tides lifts all ships here, and I think that he's going to be another guy who benefits from that. So I'm going to go with him. Going to go with that because almost solely, I love the player, but I think the organizational fit and the way they've been developing talent has been really impressive lately.
Yeah. Do you think they can be successful in the win column without Paul Skeens down the road?
Yeah, which is, it kind of has to, again, when he kind of talks, it's like,
because he only pitches every 5 days. Like,
sure.
can realistically, can the Pirates put together a squad around Griffin? O'Neal Cruz is playing baseball again, and I don't know if, like, did the Pirates develop O'Neal Cruz and he's, you know, it just took him a little while, or was that always going to be the case? And he just, I don't know. But can the Pirates compete? It's the most wide open division in baseball across any league, in any league, any division.
Yep.
Can they do it without Paul Skeens? I think the easy answer is no, but you inject a little bit of money in there and you got to get a vet, dude. They have to get some serious, like, all-star talent on that in that lineup.
I mean, they've done a good job of, I think the Brandon Lau trade has really paid off for them early on.
You need to go compete for the guys like Pete Alonso that come across your desk again. You need to go get those guys.
I think what will be interesting for them this season, and I think it's a part of why it's like they're finally showing a little bit of, like, okay, we're developing the young talent that's coming in, and we're filling in the holes with really, like, with solid veteran guys like Lau. Who's it? Rhino Hearn has worked out really nicely for them early on. So they are filling in the gaps there, and they're developing, obviously, this ton of pitching. Even if Skeens were to be, you know, the other young guys are going to need to pick it up. But, like, I think they also see it as, like, if Skeens walks in a few years and takes some $500 million contract with the Yankees or something, then, well, we've built up all of these young other young pitchers that we can lean on and say, and obviously these young position players as well. But you're right. They are going to need, like, one more guy to be sort of like middle of the order face to supplement. You can't just have it resting on the shoulders of all the young guys. That's just too much pressure to put on all of them. And again, I think, like I said, Brandon Lau been great early on for them. They do need to they'll be an interesting team to watch at the deadline if there is a big veteran guy who maybe gets dangled. I don't know who that is right now, given the state of things.
There's a lot of divisions are super competitive right now.
The entire American League is just crazy bunched up. And again, it's very early still.
The AL West is, like, I think each of our picks for, like, who's going to come out of the AL West is, like, I mean, I think I had the Rangers, but did you have the Mariners?
I think I had the Mariners, Mariners right now are like 2 games. That's the thing, is they're 2 games under, but they're performing better lately. You've got the A's who are sitting at 500. You've got the Rangers who are also sitting about 2 under. The only team that's outright not very good in that division is the Astros. And even they're 3 games out of a playoff spot right now. So
they got dealt a tough blow. Did you see that with Carlos Correa?
Yep. Somewhere, Farhan Zaidi, former Giants president of baseball operations, is going, told you so. He knew. Man, look, credit where it's due, I guess. Backing out of that contract.
I'm on the record for how I feel about Carlos Correa. I feel similarly about Farhan Zaidi.
Hey, you should be happy. He was like a secret agent for the Dodgers.
Dude, he's
dismantling the Giants.
He's a double agent.
He was a double agent.
Is he back with the Dodgers
He's
now?
back with the Dodgers. I was going to say, you should be like,
I've said my piece.
Dodger for life. Farhan Zaidi.
No. No. No.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that did dawn on me.
Sorry, Farhan.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be very interested to see what that Pirates team does if they decide, you know what, let's go all in. Because I'm looking right now at like the teams that maybe are sellers, and there's not like an outright like obvious, oh, that team's gonna sell and this guy's gonna be available. Again, it's early. We'll see.
The Pirates might be sellers.
That's the thing.
It's like the Pirates could be the sellers.
They might be soft sellers.
And Brandon Lau and O'Hearn and
Ozuna and all those guys,
and O'Neal Cruz and Paul Skeens. If the Pirates are out of it this season and someone gives them an offer they can't refuse, I think Paul Skeens is gone. I don't think they trade him. I think they're going to wait. I think they're like, we got 3 or 4 years of maybe this young core coming together and putting something together, and we can fill in the gaps like we did this year because the early results are pretty good, that they are able to be like, let's get like a top 10 to 12 guy at each of these positions and pop him in and see what happens. And early on, it's working out. I'll throw out, if the New York Mets are going to be really bad, which right now they have been bad, that's a team I could see. We've seen it before with the Steve Cohen-led Mets, that they're like, you know what, this isn't working, burn it to the ground. They're leading Juan Soto off today in Colorado. We'll see if that helps.
Yep, they did that yesterday too, and they won. But I could see them being like, let's offload one of these deals. Now, it was easier with Scherzer and Verlander because they only were there for like another year, so it was like, let's just do it, and someone will bite.
So they trade like, what, Peterson or something, or
something like that.
He had a really good year last year. Now he's out of the bullpen this year, not looking very good. So maybe he needs a change of scenery.
Look, didn't the Pirates make an offer on Bo Bichette?
I did hear. Yeah,
they want to offload the deal. They want to get out early. Just saying, it won't happen. But you know,
he just looks scared. Bo Bichette in New York.
He does. Also, switching positions, and I know we'll wrap it up. But our draft is ended, and I think it's
is it over?
Yeah, our draft's over. That was it. Just 3 picks. So I got Murakami. I got Andrew Fisher, and Edward Florentino.
Nice. Yeah, I feel good about it. I went with Seong-Jun Kim, Ethan Holliday, and the Patchwork Short Prince.
I like it. Yeah. That's a nice mix. You got Ethan. With the second pick, technically the
fourth player off the board,
the fourth guy off the board. I don't even.
He was the 4th pick in the first year player draft.
I don't even super dislike Ethan Holliday. There's just guys I liked more. I really wanted Fisher. That's kind of like my go-to guy in this product.
I mean, should Ethan Holliday? I took Seong-Jun Kim first, and before I took Ethan, should or could Ethan be a better player on paper and on the field than Seong-Jun Kim? Sure, maybe he's supposed to be. I just love the collectability and the value.
I think he's going to be the one who's really, really fun out the gate of like, we're going to see the market turn and go, oh, okay.
And people are going to be like, hey, I got it at this price. Run it back. Sorry, brochacho.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, we will see. We're going to be ripping a lot of it on release day. Cannot wait. One of my favorite release, maybe my favorite release day of the year, because it's just fun, like how much Bowman, like ripping through so much of it. I know sometimes it's like, man, there's a lot of cards to go through, but to me, that's the fun of it.
Bowman to me is more of a hobby staple than Series 1. More, I that's kind of how I feel about it.
Series 1 is like, hey, we're celebrating the start of the season.
This Bowman to me is like a baseball card collector staple.
It's the card. It's the one you want. It's first Bowmans. So let us know in the comments which of these first Bowmans, maybe guys we didn't mention. I'll just throw.
We didn't mention Arquette.
We didn't mention Ava Arquette, Marlins. That's it, Marlins.
Yeah, but we mentioned Holidays or Rocky. But
there's a storyline at least with that. I feel like that I can be I can see like that's nice.
Arquette maybe the best pure hitter in the product.
Right.
Maybe.
Genuinely, the Marlins thing scares me.
We're it's like we could talk forever about guys that are in single A right now, and haven't had their cup of coffee. So that's the fun part about it. So let us know down below, who did we miss or who are you looking forward to? And also the first question from earlier, retrofractors. Who do you want to see? And if it's not going to happen in 26 Bowman Bowman draft. Yeah, who's it going to be? Who do you want to see? I want to see Ted Williams. I think it'd be fun.
I think Ted Williams is Great choice for the next one. So let us know if you are watching us. And of course, if you're listening to us, make sure to subscribe to Mojobreak Media on YouTube, and subscribe if you're watching us wherever you get podcasts. Just search Mojobreak. That's all you got to do. Listen to the hype every week. Listen to us every week on Waxbacks and Warning Tracks, talking baseball cards. And until next time, for Bubba and Cody, we'll see you on Waxbacks and Warning Tracks.
See you.